Thanks very much. We're going to go back to the floor just briefly. Steve Scully has one of tonight's speakers.
And Susan, actually, Jack Ford of NBC News just took him, but I've got to tell you, I have no idea who this person was, but there's a swarm of people around The Rock, and he's being interviewed right now. I'm not sure what kind of a shot we can get, but once he's done with NBC, we'll turn him around and find out what all the excitement is about. He apparently is going to be one of the speakers here tonight. Looks like we'll just watch for a moment, Susan.
We don't portray murder. We don't portray rape or robbery or anything like that. And we're certainly tame compared to what you can see on other network television shows and other cable television shows. As far as for Mr. Bozell's comments, regarding that someone in the Republican Party must be on drugs for inviting The Rock. Well, if freedom of expression is a drug, then I certainly suggest Mr. Bozell should try a little bit of it.
Bottom line here, what's your message supposed to be?
The message is supposed to be, once again, not necessarily trying to influence the people in middle America who we represent, and 22 million viewers out there every single week who we can reach out and touch and influence. Isn't necessarily, well, vote for the Democratic candidate or the Republican candidate, as much as it is just get out there and exercise your right to vote, get out there and register to vote, and in the voting booth, whether you're the billionaire or whether you're the garbage man, you're equal and your vote does count.
All right, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate it. One sexy man to the other.
We're going to turn around for just a moment.
Steve, he's bigger than you. I think you probably ought to be careful there on the floor. We're going to say goodbye to you, Steve, at this point, and we'll come back if you're successful getting his attention. What do you think about the inclusion of people who are entertainers, or as this gentleman is, World Wrestling Federation? Looks like Steve is successful. Let's try. Let's go back in just a second. Steve Scully back on the floor, and let's listen in.
I'm going to show you my naivete, all this crowd around you, and I had no idea who you are. Who is The Rock?
That's okay. Well, I didn't know you either, so I guess we're kind of even. Who is The Rock? The Rock is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, the WWF champion. Rock is here representing the people, being the people's champion as well, and again, not necessarily to try and sway votes towards the Republican candidate or the Democratic candidate for that matter, as much as he is just here to, to make sure that the 22 million viewers The Rock reaches every single week exercises their right to vote.
What do you think of all of this crowd around you?
I think it's fantastic. They all smell what The Rock is cooking.
What is The Rock cooking?
Rock's going to cook up some pancakes and chocolate chip cookies.
Why are you here, though? What's the role of having you at this Republican convention? And is this the first time you've been to one of these?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time I've ever been to a Republican convention, to a political convention for that matter, to be completely honest with you. I was invited, very honored to be here. It's fantastic. It's great for The Rock, for the WWF, and for the Republican convention as well. So I look forward to it. And once again, here representing the people to say get out there and register to vote.
Where are you from?
Miami.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can I get one photo for Juan?
Steve Scully on the convention floor. And Steve, we've got to get you out of politics once in a while. Wrestling is the #1 rated program in television time after time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the people's superstar of the World Wrestling Federation, The Rock.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock. Now let The Rock get this straight. You invited The Rock, the World Wrestling Federation champion, to speak at the Republican National Convention? Well, The Rock says this: what's the matter with you people? If The Rock didn't know any better, he'd say you might be trying to reach out to all The Rock's fans, the 14 million eligible voters who watch The Rock every single week. Well, if that's the case, then The Rock has 2 words for you. thank you on behalf of all our fans across America, and thank you for recognizing the passion and the potential power of those fans, who will no doubt help elect the next President of the United States. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Now let The Rock introduce America's best-known former high school wrestling coach, the Speaker of the House, the Honorable Dennis Hastert.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Rock did an important thing this week. He registered to vote. Voting is the patriotic duty of every American, and certainly the cornerstone of our democracy. And so, if you know somebody who hasn't registered to vote, and especially young people in this country, especially people who have just turned the age of 18, tell them to register today, just like The Rock. Thank you.